Who? I mean who? Yeah. I mean who? I mean who? Yeah. Everybody chilling in the dusty court chat, talking about the good stuff, this and that. Then somebody drops a random old name, and everybody's wondering why they're in the conversation again. Dust Devil looks around and says, wait a minute, what'd they do? Fan Al scratches his head and laughs. Honestly, I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Then a cold wind blows through the room. A ghost appears right on cue. Gold chain swinging, eyes roll back, and the first thing he says is, boo! I mean who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? Boo! I mean who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? Boo! I mean who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? I mean who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. He don't haunt houses, he don't rattle chains. He only shows up when somebody says a meaningless name. Doesn't matter if it's love or a comment section war. Boo, boo, get summoned and come floating through the door. Dust Devil laugh, there he goes again. Fan Al said, it's got a point, my friend. Every time the topic starts going nowhere fast, Boo pops up trying to save the broadcast. Boo, I mean who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? Boo, I mean who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? Boo, I mean who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? Boo, I mean who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. Who don't care about clout? Who don't care about fame? He just appears whenever nobody remembers the name. A legend in the Dust Devil crew, keeping conversations from getting stuck on who knows. I mean who? The ghost of irrelevant conversations coming through. Boo, I mean who? If they don't matter, then what's the point of the view? Boo, I mean who? Dust Devil gang knows exactly what to do. Boo, I mean who? When nobody knows. As for you, wait, we're still talking about them? I mean who?
And the reason why people ain't fucking with you is because you are a liar.
Yeah. Dust Paranormal. Dust Devils. Dust Devils for life. Woo. Fake ghost hunters better run. Fake psychics better hide. The Dust Devils are coming. The Dust Devils are coming. Yeah. They said the spirit's talking, but the battery's fresh. Said the ghost was walking, but the evidence a mess. Selling scary stories, trying hard to get paid. Building fake encounters like a hunted charade. We pull up with receipts, we pull up with facts. Everybody getting nervous when we start to react. You can run to the shadows, you can hide in the night, but the Dust Devil's coming and we're shining the light. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. When the truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Ghost hunters, psychics, everybody flee. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils, cause the Dust Devils bringing truth for all to see. We don't crystal ball, don't need tarot cards, don't need fake EVPs recorded in the yard, don't need spooky music, don't need special effects. We just ask the questions that nobody expects. Every live stream popping, every chat going wild. Dust Devils in the comments making everybody smile. Little bit of trolling, little bit of fun. If you're faking evidence, then we're number one. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. When the truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there.
You's a bitch.
Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Ghost hunters, psychics, everybody flee. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils, cause the Dust Devils bringing truth for all.
You's a bitch.
Yeah. Everybody run from the dust devils. Stay out of controversies. Everybody run from the dust devils. Fake ghost hunters. Yeah. Yo, we're coming through. Everybody run from the dust devils. Stay out of controversies. Our dust is gonna cover you. Everybody run from the dust devils. Cause we're trolling while we're shining the light. Dust devils. Dust Paranormal. Stay resistant.
Shout out to the Dust Devils.
Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils. Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils. Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils.
Everybody pay attention to this.
Important disclaimer. Before we begin, please note that all statements, claims, accusations, opinions, and commentary discussed during this live stream are allegations only unless independently verified through official public records. Nothing stated by third parties should be interpreted as established fact unless explicitly confirmed. Dust Productions / Dust Paranormal do not endorse, adopt, or affirm the opinions, allegations, claims, theories, or conclusions expressed by any individuals, channels, videos, clips, guests, callers, or chat participants featured, discussed, or reacted to during this broadcast. The views and opinions expressed by commentators, callers, guests, or members of the live chat are solely their own and do not reflect the views of Dust Productions or Dust Paranormal. Any guests appearing on this live stream are speaking in their personal capacity only, and their statements should not be interpreted as representing the views or positions of this channel. Any discussion involving criminal matters is presented for commentary, public interest discussion, and entertainment purposes only. To the best of our knowledge, no criminal convictions have been established in relation to the allegations discussed unless explicitly stated and publicly verifiable. Additionally, any jokes, satire, parody, comedic commentary, impressions, or humorous statements made during this live stream are intended strictly for entertainment purposes. They are not meant to be taken as factual assertions, nor are they intended to harass, defame, demean, or intentionally harm any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage everyone to conduct their own research using publicly available information and verified sources. Now, let's get into the live stream.
And the reason why people ain't fucking with you is because you are a liar. You's a bitch.
Yeah. Hard to be a hate watcher. Hard to be every day, every night, every stream, every post. Trying to find a ghost while they watching the host. Spies in the Discord, spies in the chat. Screenshots piled up, got a whole file stack. Refresh, what do you mean by that? Reading every comment while they lurking in the back. Paranoid thoughts got them crashing out fast. Turning little jokes into a whole broadcast. Main character syndrome got them stuck in the loop. Thinking every word somehow points to you. Meanwhile, nobody's thinking what you're thinking they know. But you're still front row with every single show. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, getting harder. Say you're dumb, but you watch longer. Every stream just pulls you farther. You don't want the smoke, don't want the heat, but you're front row every single week. You don't want the smoke, don't want the show. Then why you still here? We already know. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, can't let go. Say you don't care, but you're still right here. It's a hard knock life, cause you don't want the smoke. Ninja watching streams, ninja watching chat. Claim you're moving on, but you keep coming back. Every notification got you jumping from bed, wondering what Dust might have already said. Insecure, paranoid, always on patrol, trying to find hidden messages nobody wrote. Discord got him nervous, live stream got him shook. Spending all day worried why they constantly looking. If you don't want the smoke, why you follow the flame? Every week, every stream, it's the same old game. The more that you watch, the more that it shows. You can't stop watching and everybody knows. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, getting harder. Say you're dumb, but you watch longer. Every stream just pulls you farther. You don't want the smoke, don't want the heat, but you front row every single week. You don't want the smoke, don't want the show. Then why you still here? We already know. It's
a hate watcher. Hard knock life, can't let go. Say you don't care, but you're still right here. It's a hard knock life, cause you don't want the smoke.
Some bitch. Hold on, guys. Some bitch, what's happening? Oh, it's so funny. What's funny is getting messages in fucking motherfucking real time. Hang on, guys. All right. It's very, very sorry, guys. Well. I'm back. I've been streaming like every other day, and it's because paranormal drama keeps popping off. And, you know, I think it was some guy in a mask that said or asked me to please cover something else. You know, I would absolutely love to, and I absolutely can, because I'm going to dip into the YouTube commentary space again. Some of those YouTube commentators know me, and I plan on covering some stuff over there. But every time I plan something, you paranormal sons of bitches keep bringing me back. Y'all keep bringing me back. I literally have like YouTuber friends that just talk about like other, you know, regular YouTubers, not this paranormal stuff. And they're like, dude, you coming back yet? Like, what come on. Like, I'm working on it. So, you know, there's plenty of stuff for me to cover. And I will be covering. There are going to be people in the YouTube commentary space that are going to be happy to see me. There are going to be some that are going to say the same thing that some people said when I came back to the paranormal community. Oh, fuck. Dust is back. But, you know, here's the thing, guys. All I do is react to stuff and give my thoughts. I mean, really, like, that's all I really do. Like, how often do I do exposed videos? I really don't. So, you know, I mean, I'll show something, give my thoughts. People are more triggered about my chat than they are me, in my opinion, but you know, they just want to blame Dust. Blame Dust. It's all Dust's fault. Is it raining outside? It's fucking Dust's fault. Seriously. Whatever. Okay. So, we do have some stuff tonight. I'm expecting a phone call that, well, last minute someone said they're going to be calling me. If that happens, I'm probably going to mute my mic while this is playing, and might have to deal without me for like 15 minutes. But I'll play what we're going to be reacting to today. So far, I haven't seen anything that you've done. I mean, what exactly did I do? Give my opinion. People don't like my opinion, that's fine. But, you know, a video dropped, and what's going to happen? Dust is going to react to it. That's what I do. That's what I do. I really don't talk about myself in the third person that much, but so, you know, I don't know. I think people are just upset because I'm just used to people, you know, I'm used to hearing,
It's fuck Dust for life.
you know, and
So this is about Dust being an asshole. And he got nothing else better to do than to troll people and cause real problems.
all I do is react to stuff. Oh, should my loins be, I'm not sure. Opinion, yeah. But isn't that what everyone else is doing? Sort of. This video kind of that we're going to be reacting to. I mean, here's the thing. So Destination Spooky dropped a video, like, I think it's almost 2 days ago now. Now, when I did my last live stream, I think it was my last live stream, he clicked the link, came up, said he was dropping this bish, and I was like, all right, well, I'll probably react to it. And I'm a man of my word. Now, did I watch the video? Yes, I did. Is there a bunch of crazy shit in this video? Yes, there is. This is much like an animal farm. All opinions are equal. Some are more equal than others. Yeah, apparently, according to some people. Oh, that guy sucks. All right. So, let's see here. Oh, I do have one more disclaimer. So this video that we are going to be reacting to is actually like some real serious shit. Like real serious things were talked about. And because this video has some very sensitive material in it, the troll dust that you see, that you normally see, is not going to be here tonight. This is, so the YouTube creators that know me behind the scenes know me like me, like the non-troll portion of me. And so that's what you guys are going to get tonight. Just because it's just sensitive material. Now, I have not uploaded this disclaimer. Give me a second.
Content.
Okay. I'm going to put this on the screen. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. I haven't done this in a while, like played audio from my desktop. I mean, my Stream Deck is different. So, all right. Everyone be respectful in the chat. You are more likely to get clapped in this chat than any other stream because of the sensitive material in this video. And it's not real, like, you guys are going to be the judge of whatever you see. All right. I might give an opinion here or there, but something like this, like I cannot be normal everyday troll dust. I can't. I already know this for this video. So let me play this disclaimer. Okay.
Content warning. This discussion includes sensitive topics involving sexual abuse, physical abuse, and trauma. Some viewers may find the content upsetting or triggering. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Please prioritize your well-being and step away if needed.
I'm going to play this again.
Content warning. This discussion includes sensitive topics involving sexual abuse, physical abuse, and trauma. Some viewers may find the content upsetting or triggering. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Please prioritize your well-being and step away if needed.
Okay, so all right. So Destination Spooky did this video. And it's called Liontology 4. Now Destination Spooky did do like 3 other videos, but I don't necessarily think you need context from those to really understand this one. You might have to have the warning screens up in your background so no one misses it. You know, I wish I would have thought of that before. We just gotta mods just keep posting the warnings in the chat periodically. But that would have been a great idea. All right, you guys ready? This is gonna be some crazy shit.
This is JD. One day in August, on a Sunday, he's gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and he's gonna have an idea. And it's pretty petty. JD grew up to be pretty petty and vindictive for a while. He's gonna go downstairs because someone attacked him online, someone he had trusted. And JD's gonna remember this person in a backroom conversation with someone else. And this person had said, "Fuck Victor." And I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but fuck Victor. He doesn't know what I'm going through. He never considers what anyone else is going through. Well, half of that is true. I don't know what anyone else is really going through because I would have to be there to know that.
It's true.
But I try to be considerate of what they might be going through. JD is going to learn that after years of plot.
Destination Spooky, off topic, that is a badass power wheel. I just want to say, badass power wheel. That thing is cool. That is nicer than any power wheel I had when I was a kid. Just saying. That was cool. That's cool.
Plodding through life miserable. Only when he decides to try cognitive behavioral therapy one last time, because he doesn't have a choice. That being said, this is who you hate. This is who you're mad at. And I'm here to tell you, I hate him too. Fuck him. I hope he gets hit by a bus. Look at those stupid fucking eyebrows that still look the same to this day. Those fucking malformed ears. Can't stand him. And worse than that, look at all that idealism in his eyes. That'll be gone. That'll be replaced by entitlement and vindictiveness for a long time.
Uh-oh. Oh.
JD will wonder why the world is so cruel to him and doesn't give him what he's owed. Until about 35. And he'll start to get it. Finally. This is JD's grandfather, who was pretty damn tough. And don't get it twisted. He wasn't tough on JD. He was actually very nurturing and cared a lot and tried to teach him a lot of things, but the problem with JD's grandfather is that when JD would make a mistake, building things or, I don't know, in Little League, JD's grandfather would call him stupid. Tell him he's a failure instead of saying, hey, try again. Here's how you get better at this. Don't worry, I'll watch. I'll be there for you. Instead of saying that, he just says, you'll never get it. Don't try.
I had that as well in my childhood of, trying to do something for the first time. I absolutely no idea how to do something, and then I would be told that give up, just let me do it because you're never going to figure it out. That is not the way to teach someone. I'm just, of course, as adults, we know this now. And as a child, you think that there's something seriously wrong with you. But it's not you. It's, in my opinion, it's the person not teaching.
Aren't you lucky to have me around? Until one day, JD finds him on the floor of the living room from his third stroke, picks him up, puts him in a recliner, and calls 911. Aren't you lucky to have me around, old man? This is JD's mom. Look at that smile. That is the most beautiful smile I've ever seen on a woman. I never saw her smile like this, ever. And while I'm looking through this, I start crying because all I could think is, who did that to her eye?
The similarities are, yeah, I went through the same thing. And I'm sure that this is just barely scratching the surface. Same with me. And usually like family is like, oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. Like family usually do that and try to get you to never talk about it and silence it and bury it, and it just makes things worse. It usually, or at least that's what happened. That's what happened to me. I can say that for me,
And I'm gonna remember JD's conversation with his therapist when she asked, do you think you're asexual because of what you witnessed your mom going through when you were 8? And I'm gonna be so pissed off, but I'm gonna hold it in, but I'm gonna think about it for a very long time. And I think there's some weight to that. So maybe some good came out. Last but not least, I want to introduce you to JD's grandmother. He loves her so much.
So, I grew up in this house, my grandparents' farmhouse. It was my grandparents, my mother, my father, who I don't call my father. He has since passed. My mother, who has passed away. And so my mother and my grandparents raised me. I was at my grandmother's side until she passed from this earth. So, you know.
But she's not who she used to be. And she was great. Okay? When he was 4, she taught him how to read. She didn't really know how to read herself. But she taught him how to read. She gave him kids' books, sure, but she gave him this paperback of all the disappearances, nautical and aviation, over the Bermuda Triangle. And she's gonna give him a book of other famous airplane disappearances like Amelia Earhart, and he's gonna know so much that in 2nd grade he's gonna get called to the front of the class to talk about Amelia Earhart because he knows more than his teacher and all of his classmates who bully him and make fun of him because he doesn't know who his dad is. A guy named Earl, by the way. I've never met him, but...
So, really quick, yes, dementia scares me. My grandmother got it. Now, my grandmother was part German, and when her dementia was so bad, she literally forgot how to speak English, and she could only speak German. And what's really weird about that is, through most of my life, she only spoke English. She would only speak German if she got mad and she would start cussing or something. But yeah, her dementia got so bad, it got to the point she couldn't speak English. She was only speaking German, which is like this crazy, very scary. Yeah, I'm just relating to this. That's why I'm telling a little bit of this. Like, I'm just relating to what he's saying.
For one moment, they're gonna be so amazed that he knows all this stuff. And that's thanks to her. But this particular Sunday in August, he's gonna think about how his grandma isn't who she used to be because she doesn't know where he is, and he's gonna be so mad at the universe about and how it's not fair, and none of it is fair, and how much death is he gonna have to encounter in this lifetime before it finally leaves him alone or comes for him. And then he's gonna remember he has to respond to someone who he trusted, who told a few people a bunch of stories that aren't so interesting. Well, at least not as the lies they are. And he's gonna watch as someone else who he tried to help he's gonna watch as that person directs his viewership to that slam video. And he's gonna mull over the format, and he's gonna decide to put it up this way because, you know what? He's tired of hiding who he is in favor of them telling you who he is. There will be minimal edits in this video. It will get rather emotional, I think, and the air conditioner is going to stay on the entire time.
Mine's off.
Go get him, JD. You got this. So I am going to spend this video addressing things that are half-truths at best, giving myself away in terms of how vindictive I can be, but hopefully at the very least showing how I did my best, as well as my total love for all things paranormal, if that was not clear up to this point. We'll start with a claim I recall, and I'm doing this off the top of my head, though I have the video. It's a 90-minute slog, and it shows nothing. I will react to that one in a part 2 for this, but I need my own backstory out here first. The claim was made that we never had a discussion. Chris said we never had a discussion about issues we had. Part 2 for this.
Hang on.
But I need my own backstory out here first. The claim was made that...
How many verbal voice conversations, any conversation at all outside of a chat text I've had with any of these people, let alone Stevie Fleur. So this is the transcript from Fear the Living Pod.
We never had a discussion. Chris said we never had a discussion about issues we had with him. A serious discussion. That isn't true. There were issues all the time.
I don't want to fight with you guys. I don't want you to think I reacted how I did because I respect you. What ultimatum? There are problems, Chris. You are afraid, or you aired a podcast with me in it without letting me know, nor the other people in it. I'm not trying to insult you, not at all. I have no interest in that. There are problems with how we interact, I feel. So okay, this is from Chris's video. All right, well, instead of just reading all of these, y'all can see them.
Chris is disingenuous and manipulative. I have to go and, well, you know what? We'll see when I get to it. But I can prove this. When we first met Chris, when he was hosting Believe This, by the way, he hasn't been a podcaster for 15 years. He's had 3 short-run podcasts over 15 years. Like, if I go to the batting cage today, I haven't been playing baseball for 32 years. So, we had an argument right out of the bat.
Do you think blah 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 would talk? I don't think so. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not reading these. Well, I'm reading them, but I don't think I should read them out loud for some reason.
Because we had just discovered that friends of ours, one of them being Sarah Grimm, who I sought permission to use DMs from that day. Sarah Grimm and her then partner, who I'm going to leave out of this because, love you, man. Sorry I don't reach out more. I'm really depressed. Hope things are well, dude. I love you to death. He had reached out to me because Sarah had called Chris for an interview. Excuse me. Chris had called Sarah for an interview.
Let's see. Okay.
This is what I sound like when I'm emotional, folks. I get a bit dyslexic. Runs in the family. So that is one thing, but the problem was he asked me, Chris did, as you can see here, if Sarah and her partner would give an interview. I said, I don't think so. He then reached out to Sarah without letting me know that, without giving me the courtesy. Courtesy is not a word in Chris's vocabulary. He reached out to Sarah and mentioned Stevie, and he did not give Stevie the courtesy of asking if he could drop Stevie's name to Sarah to try and get an interview.
So let me get this straight. So the context of this video is stating that Chris messaged someone and used Stevie's name to try to get an interview without asking Stevie, according to the screenshot.
And mentioned Stevie, and he did not give Stevie the courtesy of asking if he could drop Stevie's name to Sarah to try and get an interview. Both of them said, what the fuck, and reached out to me. And I was very, very pissed off at this because for all the flack I seem to be getting about not being considerate, this is a total and utter lack of consideration. I'll post all of that stuff now.
I'm just pausing these because I'm reading them. Y'all can read these yourselves. I'm not going to read them out loud. But Destination Spooky, it would have been funny. Like, I know this is a serious video, but you could have used like sometimes you can find like an AI voice, like text to speech. You could find like a funny voice. I used to do that. I would record my voice, talk like reading screenshots, and then I would turn the speed up so it would sound like a chipmunk. Oh, you can't read. Oh, I feel so sorry for those students you had. I thought something happened. I took a minute to look at my notes. What notes? You got notes? You passing notes in class?
Quick aside, and yes, I will prove this, I probably should have been worried about him sexualizing a woman he associated with.
Notes in the truth. I don't know what that is. The truth, I know what the truth is. I don't know what exactly you're referring to. You working on something? Yeah, I'm giving people time to read because I ain't reading for y'all. All right.
Now, to me, and I could be wrong, but this is how I feel, especially looking back at this in retrospect, because this is
Me asking Stevie if she told him to name drop her. Okay.
when I first began talking to the man. Notice all of the messages over 2 days simply because I don't want to talk anymore, of which I feel I was quite respectful. The only thing I was withholding was content. Look at all of the dramatic tone shifts in every paragraph, in every message. Over to.
So I will say this. Did you tell Stevie that you were contacting this person? Chris says he did.
2 days. You want to break them down real quick? We have not guilt, but paranoia. We have this morality complex. We then have a superiority complex. We then have an attempt at an olive branch after dressing me down and telling me
This feels uncomfortably like you are searching for an issue.
I'm looking for a reason not to talk to him. And not to talk to him was about his goddamn podcast. My privacy and not wanting to talk to people is my right. I don't come into anyone's DMs begging for them to give me an interview. Ever. I certainly don't try to neg them into it, which will be a theme going forward. Now, before I move on, I'd like to talk about an offhanded comment that I can't seem to find in the transcript, but he alludes to ending someone. When I interviewed with him,
This looks like a transcript from that video that Chris did. I'm assuming.
in my Prius under the dome light while he had his entire podcast rig set up. When I interviewed with him, he asked me the
Chris Crimmy, Fear the Living Pod, who used to work with Truth or Demons podcast.
question, what is your end goal here? What is your end goal? What is your end goal here? And it was pertaining to someone I don't speak about. And I had said, I want to end him. And I thought I conveyed then and would later convey to Chris, I wanted him gone from the paranormal. He makes it worse. There are places I can't go today because I have seen the property owners under the property accounts threaten friends of mine in live chats. I don't think that's a good thing. I especially don't think it's good for the paranormal. And remember all that crying I did at the beginning? The Amelia Earhart stuff? I do love this. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for clout. I certainly wouldn't be good at either thing. I do it because it would have made 9-year-old JD happy. He would have loved Destination Spooky. And when that gets encroached upon, this one protection I have on my inner child, I get mad. That's where all of this has been. I get mad. Chris never respected, I feel he never respected my love of the paranormal. He would take shots at me for things. Me personally. He would make fun of me for using dowsing rods and shit, and then he would try to do his own dumb paranormal stories. And then he would act like he was, I don't know, just above it all time to time. He has like no consideration for others in my experience, and I just put it aside. That being said, there was no plan to do.
God. Well, that's the dowsing rods. Is Chris full of shit? Cross him if he's full of shit. Oh, damn. I keep some paranormal equipment on my table.
Anything to anyone and never would be. If I were to do that, telling my plans to a random podcast host, an unpleasant one, wouldn't make it easy to get away with the crime. So, just to clear that up. And frankly, I don't even think I Want Him Gone was that bad. He wants me gone. A lot of people want me gone. Hey, Crimmy, guess what? You want me gone. Hey, Crimmy, guess what? I want your fucking podcast gone. I want all the stupid bullshit gone. All the videos I was ever in, I want them gone. Even the ones you forgot to take down. Even the ones you're re-promoting, I want them gone. Yeah, Crimmy, I want you gone from the paranormal. I want your new best friend fucking gone for fucking everyone over. Including what Stevie is going to drop. And then you all get to see it, but get into that a little bit later. Our next argument was about the Red Robin in York, which Chris glosses over in the video. Doesn't want to admit fault there for some reason. Let's go into it.
Of course, it's a little blurry, but Interesting. Y'all, that's all paused. And you can actually see these a little bit more clear.
At about 1 p.m. on a Sunday, and this is important, I promise, even though it's about a burger chain. This is important because this is when we all pretty much left Fear the Living. And it started at like 1 on a Sunday, according to the screenshots. And Kristen and I actually had dinner plans with one another on the other side of the state. And Chris says, hey, I want to meet you guys. I'm coming up. Kristen and I go, sure, and Taryn can't make it. So they were eating at the time he proposed this, or were going to eat. I have body dysmorphia because at a point I was 225 pounds, and hey, remember how I ate myself? That so often.
I also weigh. I actually weigh more than that. Well, actually, I'm losing weight, so I'm going down.
I will do controlled fasting every single day. My how I eat is a nightmare, but today was no different, and I was worried about the calorie and fat count at Red Robin, so I did not eat the entirety of the day. Kristen lives 2.5 hours from York. I live 90 minutes. Chris was staying in York for the night. So the initial time, I think, was set at 6. So I leave early. Remember, 90 minutes. And I go to Lancaster.
So he's giving us a timeline.
I had stuff to do, admittedly. This is when I did that vampire grave. Yeah, that the werewolf one, excuse me. That, but is it haunted? The werewolf grave of Marietta. I had filmed that while Kristen was on her way in, and I...
Same destination spooky. Because I was actually fat for a little bit when I was a kid, and then I lost weight. But then I gained it back when I got older. Anyways.
Figured, while we're waiting, we could go to, say, Rye Myers Hollow or see the old prison or whatnot, and then just meet Chris at the restaurant. Well, while I'm out there filming, he announces he's going to be an hour later. And finally, I believe I had said to Kristen, or Kristen had said to me, it's not really relevant. Let's just go to the restaurant and wait then. So I meet Kristen at the restaurant because, again, he's messaging us while she's driving and while I'm filming. We meet, we're outside. Yeah, we're going to be later. Traffic and weather and this and that. Okay. We decide to eat at about 8 o'clock. Now, the restaurant here is important because in York, everything closes at like 9.
Right.
And for restaurants in Pennsylvania, they tend to shut off the kitchen, meaning they cannot make more food an hour before close.
Yeah.
And I haven't eaten today. So we decide to eat and we go in and we have a nice meal. It was very fun. Thanks, sis. We get past 9 o'clock. We're going to be another 20 minutes. And at a point I had said, "We're done eating, Chris," and he laugh reacted. Again, like, this shit isn't funny. For a guy who complains we never had conversations, he sure does fucking, like, mock me a lot, in my view. At least when I mocked him, it was very direct. That being said, we end up eating. It's like 9:20, and we start to finally get up, and, like, I look at the door as I stand up, and there he is, like, at the door, peeking in, like he's Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate at the end with the organ and shit. He's, like, all up against the glass, and I just, like, I say fuck, and he comes in, and his family comes in, and it's really awkward as hell. And it's just like, I guess I was supposed to be excited or something, or, like, put on an act. But in what like, how was I supposed to be in that scenario? So we go out to the parking lot anyway, because I say, hey, I'm going to go. I have a 90-minute trip back. It's already like 9:30. If I drive too long without stretching, I'll fall asleep at the wheel. Kristen has like a 2.5-hour drive back. It's 9:30. And he's out in the parking lot. He pulls Kristen aside, as I recall, and he says something to the effect of, because I do audibly hear this, "We came to this restaurant just for you. I don't even want to eat here." Like, get the fuck. He then points to a Texas Roadhouse, according to Kristen, says, well, they're open, which the Texas Roadhouse actually was closing up. They closed earlier than the Red Robin. No one else was in the Red Robin but us. And he throws a snide remark right at Kristen, and we just get out of there. We drive back, and I go to let everyone know I'm home safe, and he's giving us shit. To different degrees. He's overly apologizing. And it's very sad sack, very woe is me. And I had said he's apologizing too much, which I feel like you can do because it's manipulative. You might as well just called me on the phone saying I'm going to hurt myself because you won't pay attention to me. That's the way it read. And that's not honest conversation either. Kristen was saying, look, it's fine, we'll just move on. Look, it's fine, we'll just move on. And he's like, no. I'm so terrible. I'm so awful. Here are the screenshots. And finally, he just says, forget it. Let's go back to the way things were. He puts up a gif of Will Smith in Men in Black. And I finally just say, Chris, you're doing a covert narcissism. He tells me to fuck off. He says I called him a narcissist. I would call him a narcissist today. I would call him a sociopath today. But in that moment, I said he's doing a covert narcissism. I also said that I have done covert narcissism before. What covert narcissism is, folks, it's narcissism, but from the opposite standpoint of you kind of use self-deprecation in order to get people to feel sorry for you. So
hang on a second. It was brought up to me that analyzing his habits and saying he did was bad, which honestly, I hear that and understand that, but I did try, take that as you will. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, we ain't diagnosing over here. We ain't diagnosing anything. I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist.
that they give you attention. And you can do it subconsciously. Guilty. Or you can do it consciously. I don't know with him. I don't care. He won't go to a therapist to find out. He is vehemently against going to a therapist for a guy who decided to diagnose me in a video. But he flipped out. We then continue the discussion, and I think I'm being pretty reasonable after the guy yelled at me. But I tried to validate him, and then he would not let it go. Kept saying, I keep trying to be my best. I can't change, which is a fucking excuse. You are who you are. Can you be more considerate, though? Can you work a little consideration for people who slogged their ass out to York, Pennsylvania just for you, and it wasn't enough? Can you be a little more considerate? Apparently not. So I told him, look, we're at a crossroads then, because we're not having a conversation. He's right about that part, though we are talking. He lied about that. We can either work towards, this being different. Well, let me put it up on the screen. I don't want to seem like it's whatever it says right now. But the other thing was, or we go our separate ways, which again is me just asking for my independence. He calls me arrogant, says that's the most arrogant thing a friend has ever said to him, and I simply say, bye everyone, I'll see you at the bash. I left the room, left the podcast, and honestly, I was doing pretty well for a while. And he begged me to come back into the room. And at this point, I was done kowtowing to this ridiculousness. You can see all of that here. And look who mentions counseling.
Just pause that just for a minute. You guys can go back and read this.
Anyway, he continued this, and I decided I have to lay it out to him directly, one-on-one. But first, I never did tell you about the end of the original run of Fear the Living, which happens at this point. We had already recorded the last episode. That's with Florio. And I can take care of a lot of gripes that were brought up in the Slogfest here and now. Chris tries to accuse Florio of faking evidence against a company I no longer talk about.
So, hang on a minute. We both looked at her and we sort of looking at the camera. Okay.
Of faking evidence against a company I no longer talk about. That's the dumbest fucking thing you could have made up, Crimmy. We already had actual police reports. Why would we make up evidence that's a crime in itself? When Florio on...
Hang on a minute. Someone... I don't normally join the chat, but I watched this last night and going over it again now. I just want to say, Destination Spooky, my heart goes out to you, lonely for all you've been through. You know, sometimes you gotta watch something back more than once. That's really why I'm doing this. You know, and that's why I'm not really doing my troll thing. This is not the video for that.
We got into a discussion in the green room. That part is true. Chris was either just sitting there with a dopey look on his face, or he was futzing with one of the settings he would never really learn anyway. And Florio brought up Penhurst State Hospital and School. Well, it's Penhurst State School and Hospital, I think. Anyway, she brought it up because at that time was the Penhurst Paracon that was coming up, and we had all just found out that Penhurst had effectively reneged on banning someone. Something they did of their own accord, by the way. We were presented with this. I am not here to chastise anyone at Penhurst. I've made peace with the organizers face to face. I drove out to Gettysburg to do it. I don't have as much time for petty bullshit as some of you think I do. I would rather just be. That being said, Florio had proposed the idea that we contact either the Berks County Chamber of Commerce or the Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce to file a report with them to let them know that they were letting dangerous individuals inside. Honestly, this wasn't a bad idea, seeing as there was an issue that fucking weekend, like we predicted there would be. But I don't talk about those things anymore. That being said, when she brought this up, politely, and we've discussed this since then, because we had to figure out what the fuck he was talking about, and this is as best as I can remember. So, Crimmy, if you have the video, seeing as it's your StreamYard account or your OBS or whatever, by all means, find it.
He doesn't have OBS. Well, I think he has OBS, but he doesn't know how to use it. A lot of YouTube creators that I know, a lot of them do not use OBS. I use OBS. And so, like, some people ask me, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? I'll tell them a little bit or send them a video, you know. OBS can be a pain in the ass. So most people just use StreamYard or something else because it's easier. I don't. My shit is programmed and set up.
I can give you the screenshots. I told Florio, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want us to be the ones to shut down Penhurst. Florio had said, well, you can probably report anonymously. And I replied, it isn't really about that. We all love Penhurst. And that was the conversation. What with the AI data center thing, that's what Florio decided to look into this past year. Through proper channels, including reaching out to ownership at Penhurst. Everything above board. I can think of an example of a member of Fear the Living, however, who did try to do backhanded tactics with that company. And his name is Chris Crimmy, and you can see it in these screenshots here. You can also see Doug, thank you Doug, speaking up for our obvious objections on account of the fact that, oh look, he's going behind our backs again, and we're gonna have to deal with the fucking brunt of it. Something that should be noted, if Chris was so frightened of Florio and the plans she had and whatnot, he probably shouldn't have hit on her here in that classic way of, you're so beautiful, but I'm not hitting on you, so I can hit on you sort of thing.
Hang on, because I need to read this. Who's hitting on my little sister?
So Chris was making these short videos on his own. And kind of putting them in the chat and needling that group. And it got to a point where it was upsetting one of us, as they had an important thing coming up. And I was like, Chris, don't do the shorts. And he said, this is, I believe, a voice chat. He said, Victor, all these people know is you gotta come at them head on. And I said, well, yeah, you don't live within 100 miles of them. See, I think this was always lost on Chris. Like, at one point in 2025, I was booked for an appearance that I could not make. I got very sick. That appearance went on with others, and it was rated by them. Physically, real life stuff.
Holy shit.
I deal with whatever comes to me, but that stuff that I put out there, Chris is putting that out there, and then I have to deal with it. And it took convincing to get him to stop. That was the episode he apologized for doing that. And then he made one and put it on Come Get Some, which still exists. I have the screenshot for that. But just like, if we say no, why are you still pushing this shit? We're not saying please don't antagonize these people because we're fucking narcissists. He's causing issues and doesn't care about the ramifications. Anyway, that happened. And while he's doing that, he's talking to two members of that group to try and convince them in the marketplace of ideas, because he's such a brilliant orator, trying to convince them to join our side. So, way back now to the dinner at York and me leaving and me quitting. We had recorded the Florio episode. He puts it out anyway.
Hang on.
Anyway, knowing basically half the team is now gone. Not just me, Kristen.
What's this one? Okay.
Has left, and Taryn left a day after I did, I believe, sis. It was definitely like a 1-2. He puts the episode out anyway.
We reached, oh yeah, okay.
Doesn't notify any of us that it's going out, and apparently while I was gone in the Fear the Living chat, he announces that the chat has been raided. While this is going on, he's still trying...
Ooh. See recent Facebook activity. Okay.
Like, in my messenger, he's still trying to get me to come back to all of this shit. So now, here's a voice chat.
Chris, as I said to you the other day, there were problems with an S. Plural. This isn't just because of an aborted dinner at a Red Robin in York. It was kind of leading to that point. When I got laid off,
All right, I know this is a serious video, but I'm going to ask a stupid bullshit off-topic question. Do you guys like Red Robin? 1 in the chat for yes, 2 for no. And I'm even going to, just because, you know, there's some serious stuff happening here. All right, I do not like Red Robin. 1 in the chat if you like Red Robin, 2 for no.
remember it was the night Jeff from Boo Toledo was on. Not only did I not feel like doing it, I felt like I needed a week off. And Kristen had also needed a week off, and you responded with a joke, and I have to say, hey, I feel like killing my fucking self.
Ugh.
So, that's just, like, that's a thing. There's a lack of trust now. It's not about, like, relationships going forward. I have a lot of friends, Chris. I have a lot of friends with proper boundaries. And I'm asking those to be respected. I don't know what else to tell you. Regarding that, I never really figured out how we got into a podcast to begin with because
I never meant to make progress. All right.
I don't remember saying, hey, I'd like to do a podcast. I don't like doing podcasts. I especially don't like doing video podcasts. I don't like looking at my face on screen. I don't like being live. I don't like having to edit out a bunch of shit or have a bunch of shit edited out because I went live. I don't like having to rely on someone else or have someone rely on me for content. And this is a pretty good indicator of that. Like, this is where I am. You reached out. I responded. I kept it cordial. That's where I want to leave it. I don't feel like talking right now. I'm about to hike up a mountain in Vermont on Saturday. That's what I'm trying to work through. I'm not thinking about a podcast. I don't foresee myself thinking about it. That's that. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And it really pushes things forward in a good way. So, I'll mull it over. It's going to be a while, like I said, but I'll mull things over.
Next up, we have, let me bring this shit up. Hang on. Oh, okay. I asked him to, well, according to this, let me not get clipped. He alleges that there was a plot orchestrated by me to file frivolous police reports. He would file frivolous police reports on my behalf. I thought it was a bad idea, apparently, when Florio apparently suggested it, and then I cribbed it. Or, I don't even know what this is. There's a particular line he used, so the first thing I did is go back and look for it, and yeah, this isn't true. Here's the line. So, that is not a police report, that is a statement.
Yeah.
And he also has a funny way of showing how uncomfortable he is by saying he'd be happy to. There's more to this, but I want to start here. Number one, completely different entity who was actively harassing Kristen at this point.
So really quick, like normally I used to wear my gloves all the time. I can't with my hands right now, like just for the longest time, like I just can't because I get these aches in my hands.
Which you're about to see below. A statement is not a police report. I get statements from people now and then when this shit gets too stupid and the court gets involved. I got statements from Seg, from Jason Hawes, and from one other person a few months back when Dust was getting sued. It was the first and only time to date I've ever spoken to Jason Hawes, and he was happy to do it, and I was so grateful. I haven't spoken to him since. Not that I don't have any, I don't have any issue with him, let me say, at all. It's just, we have different things going on, obviously. Also, there was nothing frivolous about it. This is immediately below when I said that. Have a look at this shit. Like, what about this looks like we're joking or pranking? Or getting ready to set up some zany fucking scheme like he would? What about this? I've always maintained that this shit was a problem, and it was. Except for him. And at a point, he made the most fucking noise. Now, he
yeah, I was taken to small claims court.
Probably meant the police report that he wanted to file on his own behalf down in his state, which we all thought was a good idea.
Hang on.
We all thought was a good idea. And at a point, he made the most fucking noise.
And when,
About this looks like we're joking.
all right. Sorry. Because this screenshot goes real fast. So now we can see it a little better.
Joking or pranking or getting ready to set up some zany fucking scheme like he would. What about this?
So the whole being taken to small claims, I don't really talk about it because it was dropped. Everything's like cool, whatever. So it just is what it is, you know. But it was just brought up because Chris was asking about it, because I was asking Vic for a few things, and you know, he was like, yeah, sure, you know, he was just trying to be helpful.
I've always maintained that this shit was a problem, and it was. Except for him.
But I ended up not needing, like, anything.
At a point, he made the most fucking noise. Now, he probably meant the police report that he wanted to file on his own behalf.
Okay.
Down in his state, which we all thought was a good idea. And so did he, in this screenshot, and he never got around to doing it.
Basically, Chris was just, like, complaining that, like, I asked Vic, like, hey, yo, can you, like, explain a few things? Can you maybe get me this? Like, and Chris was just complaining.
He himself says he was being harassed and it was affecting his work. What the hell did I have to do with it? I also wasn't the only one who thought it was a good idea, and we bothered to help him with it. 'Cause God forbid he do anything on his own. You know, another thing he accused us of. That we're overplaying the fact that he's comically inept by himself. So that's everything up to the final blow up when the room collapsed and he started crashing out very publicly all the time, which I am going to go over now.
This will come up, the case. Yeah, I know. And I don't exactly like, well, I understand you got to talk about it. I don't like talking about it, but I understand your context.
Because a lot of that is lies. I think I covered his accusations. It's hard when, you know, he has no evidence of it, and I have to provide it. That being said, one thing I don't want to gloss over, because I looked, and this is honestly the first time I ever heard this. He never told me directly. I don't recall it in the Fear the Living chat. I don't recall anybody else in the Fear the Living chat ever hearing this story. Apparently, it is in Come Get Some, which I never watched. And apparently, Chris is a survivor. I'm sorry that happened. That is awful. I am sorry that that happened to you.
Yeah, like, if somebody makes that statement, like, I don't question it. I would never, you know. So if he said so, you know, I got no reason to not believe it, but
just leaving that there, putting a period on that. So we're going to finish up with it's political, because I want to get that out of the way. Now, up to this point, to me, it seems like the narrative is being framed that we were just vile people and he was sort of there against his will. And all of a sudden, one day, we all just made a group decision to ghost him. None of that is true. If you look at this video, about the last 37 minutes of it has been all the stupid blow-ups, petty bullshit, and attempted manipulation jargon that led us to this point. So here it is. He didn't one day snap on Taryn. He did it a few times. He would needle Taryn often once the files came out. Let me put it that way. And it was political. It started political. We have that message where he's yelling at her, saying it's political. I don't know what I can get away with playing in terms of audio. He did always direct his vitriol at Taryn and only Taryn in this manner, in front of all of us. It was awkward and frankly terrible because it felt like he demanded we choose sides over something we have no control over. We don't, folks. If he can go to the Department of Justice and get the files all released and bring everyone in them to heal, he probably should. I, for one, know that I do not have the capability. I apologize. And it's weird for him to wear a cape for things he did regarding some of these monsters. Like when he brings up Danny Masterson in his video. What the hell was that about? Did you send anything to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office to get Danny Masterson thrown in jail and we don't know about it? Because what you have is an opinion, but the problem is you're treating your opinion like it's heroic. Furthermore, because you refuse to edit, guess what slip-up I caught in your little stream, or recorded stream?
We'll talk about people who are in the know, who realize what's happening, who won't talk about it because they have their own channels that are actually monetized. Their own channels that actually
that's not me.
Bring in their income. It's easier to keep.
That sounds like a Microsoft notification, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. That being said, where have I seen Microsoft, which I bet your computer is, where have I seen Microsoft in the past few months? Let me take a quick Google search on it. Oopsie doodle. Looks like you gave money to an organization that supported, well, the files. Sucks when that happens, man. Ah, well. As an advocate, you probably should have known that.
I'll be right back.
But, well. And another thing, as an advocate, you should stop being creepy in women's DMs. Now, before I get too far away from what I was trying to do, yes, it was political. Alright, here's a screenshot of the whole political blow-up minus the voice clip of him yelling. You can see me putting Das Kapital into it. So he decided to switch up because he thinks we lack object permanent skills. If in 2 weeks he screams it's not political, oh, well, clearly it wasn't. Even though it's still directed at the same one person for the same reason. Okay, thanks. I'm glad you think so, genius. I'm awed by your brilliance, if you needed the compliment today. Moving on from that, he posted publicly and trashed Taryn. Taryn obviously blocked him out, right? He then came back into the room and pretended like everything was fine, which is a weird thing he does. It is at this point, what are we supposed to say? And we still...
Sorry, guys. It sounded like someone pulled up at my house, and usually people know not to come here when I'm streaming. So, you know, usually I worry about, like, you know, I don't know. I just worry about people pulling up when I'm streaming.
Addressed him in some way, and he still wasn't having it. Again, on the record, we were accused of not talking to him, which A, should be our fucking right to begin with, and B is also a lie. So I know he said he blocked us eventually, months after the fact. That is true. I couldn't care less. In the meantime, what did he do? Well, he tried to win us all back while talking shit about us at the same time. He would mainly go and vent to Florio, the way Florio tells it, and he would kind of send copy and paste messages to myself and Kristen. He, of course, also begged Taryn's forgiveness, which was not going to happen. I don't exactly know what was up with Stevie other than him trying to get her to do Fear the Living. Here are all those screenshots.
Okay.
Eventually, he overwhelmed Florio emotionally at the rate he was messaging and by how much he was yelling in a defensive nature, as I am to understand it.
So here's the thing. So basically he's showing and saying that Chris was sending Florio multiple messages. Now, when I message someone, if they don't respond right away, like, I don't send them another message. I might send a second one, like, hey, are you okay? You know, hit me back when you can. If they don't get back to me, I don't message them again. There are times, like, me and Florio, like, we're you know, whatever, we're close, but like sometimes I'll message her, she will not message me back for days. And I do not hound her. I don't bother her. I know that she will message me back when she can, or if she's feeling up to it, that sort of thing. Like, I know this. And Chris, from my observation, Chris has known Florio longer, and I would think that Chris would have known that as well. So
Eventually, she began to trickle out of that and sent him a long response document about how she was triggered by him raising his voice. It reminded her of her emotionally abusive ex. He, of course, took this the wrong way, screaming, "I remind you of your ex?" Just the yelling part, that's what a trigger does. You'd know that if you would have researched CPTSD for your diagnosis fest, instead of, you know, assigning us a nice little box to fit in so you could project. So once he was done with Florio, he moved on to Doug to attack us. It should be noted that Doug kept talking to him so that Chris wouldn't blow up the debunking community.
wait, he moved on to Doug?
Look at the cry baby over there! Over there!
Is he talking about my character, Doug? I don't know.
Which a lot of good that did Doug in the end. The debunking community is, well, we'll see in a minute. And Doug became a pariah. In spite of being a loyal channel member to a number of channels he now no longer is a member of. And began sending us screenshots of their conversations. If we circle back to the beginning where he says Doug and I insulted him for not taking Dust's cancer seriously, well, no, that's actually what it was about. I said that... No, he took that the wrong way too. Let me rephrase it. He said that, of course, he cares about cancer. That was what Chris said. Of course, he cares about cancer, and his dad died of a stroke related to cancer when he was 13, I believe. My apologies if I don't understand that correctly, and also, furthermore, my apologies for that in general. No child should have to go through that. That being said, that doesn't mean Dust should have to go through that. But he is. Now, leading up to the whole Dust cancer blow-up.
You figured me out. The USB cord image is the real Dust. I'm really AI.
And this means I am almost finished here. A few things happened. Taryn did her 10th anniversary of the Paranormal Brew Show.
Oh, my camera
which is
off.
awesome. The brew is great. Check it out. Be a guest on it. I was a guest on it.
Sorry.
Loved it. Taryn is great at interviewing.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, my camera was off.
And keeps it entirely to the ghosts, spooky stuff, theories, what people believe in. It is amazing. I support my friend. And I was a former guest, so I hopped on for 2 minutes. I hate this appearance, by the way. I used the wrong bulb, and I look very yellow as a result of using the wrong bulb. I had nothing to say, and I chimed in, and I wanted to show support to her. I speculate that this made Chris mad, because remember way back when I told him about my mental health and the issues that the show was causing me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, on his side of the audio, he said that was okay, and if I was stressed, and I'm paraphrasing, if I was stressed, just come back to the room, basically. That was 8 or 9 months prior to this anniversary show. Here's what he had to say all those months later about my mental health. I'm sorry I never went back on Fear the Living after I left, man. I'm sorry that I did the Paranormal Brew episode before I came back and did your That's a Fucking Lie. I absolutely went back on the show, and you know it. Here's me on one of your disaster live streams, literally just trying to get viewers by saying stupid shit. And this was a slog, but I did it. I did it to support my then friend. So what did he do immediately following this tirade about how funny it is that I have a number of conditions, body dysmorphia, CPTSD, just a lot of them. By the way, that's ableism, but I'll give you the definition of ableism a little bit later. It comes up again. Anyway, so what did he do immediately following this? He messages me to try and help him get Taryn back. Not a joke. And sure, it's painted at the end with that stupid, and if you don't want to help, that's fine too, bullshit that's always there to, you know, throw you off the trail of him being a self-centered dick. Well, believe it or not, I'm very stressed out already trying to help Dust, and with everything in general. Not a great day. So he shows up with this stupid shit, and it set me off. However, the sentiment is true. I have seen a lot of misery, pain, and death in my life. It put it into perspective for me starting in 2021. Just me personally. But that's the travel, that's the live every day like there's no tomorrow, that's the live life to the fullest, that's the hey, wouldn't it be cool to go and see this right now? Hey, here's stuff you can do for free. Hey, here's how you can do a ghost hunt at a hotel thing I've been putting out there. So I do hate all of this shit. I really do. But god damn it, I just wanted my boundaries. Anyway, note the tone. Note the tone in the I do fail to see what, because remember all that little neg needling he would do way back when, where he would throw in a passive aggressive thing toned really, 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 really centrist and middle of the fence? Let's see how he really thinks, because here's how he responded to Doug. Alright, travelers, I'm pulling this up in Finder so we could play along, and bit by bit, I'm gonna put a little bubble on it. 1. Calls me a main character. Even though my whole thing was I'm helping someone else, that makes me a main character. In spite of the fact that he came to me to give advice to him to trick somebody into liking him again. He then refuses to feel any form of sympathy because he feels bad that he upset the group. That's number 2. He questions how many people are on the legal team. Like, oh yeah, buddy, as soon as I get off of my Dust fucking, what the hell was it? My Dust small claims court shift, I'll be right with you. During a crash out entirely about himself, he calls me self-important, and the grand finale kind of suggests to me that dust cancer isn't even that bad. All that in one little crash out. Oh, baby, I've been told that I'm going crazy. Oh, baby, but I can't be held down. Oh, baby, somehow I'm keeping it steady. Oh, baby, I'm tearing up this town. I was singing first. Go to hell. So, after he found out that Doug was giving us screenshots,
I don't want to make Destination Spooky uncomfortable, but
he goes,
yo, that sounded good. That sounded good, yo.
He talks to Joan. He tells Joan he's ready to end it all. Joan thinks he might be ready to punch his ticket out the door and recommends therapy out of kindness, which is something you don't do to an expert diagnoser. So he flipped out about that because only we have to go to therapy, not him. There's nothing wrong with the man who just creeps into your DMs and never fucking leaves. Especially, like, when he needs to feel validated every second. Hey, how's that working for you over there, by the way? I heard there was a live stream tonight where he was immediately begging for a plug.
Hey, first of all, I am completely tone deaf and I can't play an instrument to save my life. At least you will sing. But obviously, what Joan's saying.
'Cause, him. Anyway.
Let's go back a few minutes because I was talking.
How's that working for you over there, by the way? I heard there was a live stream tonight where he was immediately begging for a plug. 'Cause, him. Anyway. So, after Joan inevitably does the same thing that Doug did, he decides he wants to go over to Dust's live streams, which is something. You remember Dust, right? The guy who, it was less important to help him with a legal case as opposed to, manipulating Taryn. Well, he went over to the live streams to crash out in the comments and insult all of us. Now, do you remember... Ooh, I gotta back up. I had a great day, actually.
I figured it out, so I thought somebody was here earlier, but it's the car I'm hearing in the video.
A friend of a friend invited me to the first friend's surprise birthday in Gettysburg, which was really fun. And I came back and I felt good and I went to bed. So I wake up and I find out that, this happened. Now, remember all that ableism stuff? I think it's time we went into that. I think it's a good ender. So, Chris takes umbrage here at being called an ableist by Florio. He provides examples, I guess. I literally am not even going to read past this stupid card. Because prior to him making this video,
you're fine.
He jumps into the Dust chat to do an ableism. Like, I've honestly never seen anyone try to beat ableism accusations with ableism. Since it was apparently very, very pertinent that we diagnose me, I'm afraid that I was diagnosed by a licensed clinic prior to being diagnosed by a failing podcaster. My conditions are as follows. ADHD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and cyclothymia, which is like bipolar on speed. 2 of these things qualify as an American disability. Now, we can call this ableism or we can call this saneism. If you want to say saneism, I will not lose sleep. But what ableism is, well, basically racism, but swap racism with disability. And that's all I mean by that. You're attacking someone because they have a disability, which is right here.
Really quick, like I'm having a hard time right now. I'm looking at my air conditioner like I want to turn it on. I'm not going to turn it on until I drop the link. This video is at an hour and 3 minutes, and it's an hour and 11 minutes long. I think I can tough it out.
Now, I think that just about wraps it up. Oh wait. I need my Columbo moment. Just one more thing. Chris files an accusation in there. It's very fleeting and he's very vague, but he said he was accused of doing something he didn't do. And other than being a massive clinger, stan, prick, covert narcissist, sweaty, bunch of other stuff.
No, I have my inhalers. I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna beat this.
We just wanted to be left alone and didn't bother with him until he acted up. But we had to rack our brain as to what that might be, and the only time he would have acted up about that would have been when he was accused by Stevie of pumping Seg with information, something he vehemently denies. That would be fair. Here's Seg outing Chris to Kristen because of course. Hey, Abbott and Costello, can you tighten up the fucking routine over there? This
And for the record, I am friends with a lot of people. I haven't seen most of these screenshots that are in this video. So, like, people don't tell me everything. People tell me stuff, but people don't tell me everything.
should be more difficult than it is. Victor? Mate? Why are you going after your buddy's sake? A lot's happened. A troll was sent to our chat, popping off about...
There's a troll right there. His name is Dust Productions.
Seg. Mainly demanding money from Stevie. I did not mention Seg's name. That fucking screenshot's...
Everybody, see... I mean... I get it, like my friends are screenshotting my chat because a lot of stuff happens in my chat. But like a lot of people in all the other camps screenshot my chat because people are obsessed with my chat. Like I said, I think my chat is more triggering than I am, in my opinion, but it's you know.
Right there. I get put on blast anyway. I'm going along with the troll. I'm wondering, how does Stevie divide the community? We kick the troll, which is what people wanted us to do, and all of a sudden, Seg shows up like magic. Doesn't announce himself first.
Yeah, so a little bit of context. Like, Side Eye Guy made these claims about Stevie, So then I reached out to Stevie and I reached out to Seg and I asked for statements. I got a statement from both. And then I messaged both of them and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to cover this. And it was in the hopes that it can just, whatever the hell it is, it can just get handled behind the scenes. That was like, and I messaged Seg and Stevie and I'm like, I'm just going to cover Ryan Buell and Stevie. Like, I'm not going to talk about this. And then Seg comes into my chat and starts bringing up that stuff. And that's the live stream where he gets clapped because he's not on topic. I think he assumed, I don't know, I can only speculate. Maybe he assumed that I was going to talk about it anyway. Like, I get that, like, people wouldn't trust me when I say, oh, I'm not going to cover something. But, like, if I say I'm not going to cover something on a certain day, like, I'm really not going to cover it. I even said in the beginning of that stream, I'm like, yeah, this happened, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Hops in, wants to start screaming and hemming and hawing about people. No one fucking cares anymore. And then he leaks screenshots and Ben picks them up. There's a problem with the screenshots. They're redacted. I have screenshots too.
Wow. I have no comment. You guys can read that and just, I don't know.
Tell me what this one fucking says. What's this shit about a refund? What's this shit about you getting a refund? And what's over? This doesn't look like business at all. This is just one. And you know if I have this one, and you know if I have one of Kristen's, you already know I have them all. Now before you run to your setup to turn your computer on to vilify me and have all the fucking trolls run over and all the subscribers pull the fuck out, I need to share something with you. In the interest of tit for tat, I need you to see something. This was around the time you put out that Maple Avenue video, right? The House of the Dead, 1322. I had just found out what really happened, all the shit under those redactions. And the first thing I did was talk to Stevie, because, mate, in America, what we do is we talk to the aggrieved first. Here's what she had to say about you to me. She wanted peace, Seg. She didn't want to blow up the community. She wanted things to go on as it was.
So if you think about it, right, Stevie really wasn't saying anything about whatever these screenshots are about. And then someone left a super chat and Seg decided he was going to talk about something and said that he didn't want to start World War III, but he should have known that, like, it's going to cause some problems, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I don't know what the hell's going on other than when Seg did that stream, and then he, and then he was in my chat. Well, even before he was in my chat, when I sent him that message, I'm like, dude, I ain't covering this, because I didn't want to cover it, because you know what I mean? Because I just thought that was something that just didn't need to be said. But then Seg started bringing it up on his stream and in my live chat, and I'm like,
I kept my membership knowing what's under those redaction lines, because that's what she wanted. And I'm not the only one. Here's what she said to Joan. How about we take a break from us, though? What about what she said to Douglas?
sounds like whatever all of this is, she wanted to keep it private.
Hey, you hate Florio, and Florio didn't trust you, right? Here's what she said to Florio. It was all you, man. You did this. You blew this up. You and Chris. And speaking of you, Crimmy, here's what I said about you when some...
Like, I do have comments about some of this stuff, but I'm gonna keep it to myself right now. Like, we're reacting to this, and you guys can just, whatever, think about, make it, come to your own conclusions. Just read the screenshots. I don't know if Seg has responded. I don't think he has. Or anyone to the Destination Spooky video. I don't know if they will or not. If I was them, I wouldn't. But, I mean, that's just my opinion.
Someone came asking, I don't think this is that bad. Should I have made fun of your mental health? This community shit I'm always hearing about amongst the critical thinkers. You divided that. You brought it down. She just wanted to be left alone. Just like I do. And your ego got in the way, and it got so... so paranoid. You trusted a clown. And as for all of the pearl clutching and the shaming and the demands on someone for money that I still don't even know if it properly exists or not, because there was too much yelling. All of you critical thinkers got duped by a charlatan. And it was exposed by a pithy travel channel.
And it's funny, like, people get so triggered. Like, they were triggered on when I was streaming on the Dust Paranormal channel. Only had like 600 subscribers, and holy shit, were people getting triggered over there. We're over here now on Dust Productions. This is where I'm gonna stay. But, you know.
That's all I have. I don't know if you're going to send the trolls. I don't know if you're going to call me out on a 4-hour live because you need another $500 American or whatever the fucking amounts are. I don't know. I don't really care.
Canadian, or not Canadian, Australian money is worth less than ours. So, I know that. I don't know what the conversions are, though.
The truth is finally out. And you can thank Chris. That's what you get for putting me on blast. As for the subscribers leaving, go ahead, take me down to 35. My audience had no crossover with yours. I kind of like it that way. I was putting out way better stuff and having more fun when I had 35 subs than when I started helping you. And when I started helping Chris. Because my channel wasn't for money or for clout. It was for him.
Well, that's actually really sweet, and I don't see nothing wrong with this kid. This kid looks cool. If you know, when I was this kid's age, I probably would have hung out with him. We probably would have got into trouble together. You know, yeah.
I hope I did you proud, JD. I am the Reverend Victor S. Johnson. I've been places you've only read about. Safe travels.
The kid that likes to ride around in a freaking Bigfoot freaking Power Wheel. No, we would have had fun. We would have done all kinds of crazy stuff.
Travelers. Most of you. Anyway.
What, you think I wasn't weird when I was a damn kid? Oh, crap.
Now leave me alone.
Okay. Whoops.
Ah, yes, the time that the
we're not gonna watch this guy, even though he's cool. In my opinion. Okay, guys. So really quick, I'll get to turn on my air conditioner. I'm tapping, and I'm pointing this bitch at me. All right, really quick. This is my merch store. dustparanormal.com. So yeah, so 1 Australian dollar is currently 72 cents USD. Yeah, I thought, like, I never really paid attention. I will be dropping the link. I want to go over my merch really quick, and then I'm going to play a song because I have to take my meds because I'm 33 minutes late from taking it. But really quick, so I dropped my Halloween merch early so that people can order it and get it before Halloween. So I got these cool, you know, I got some Halloween characters with my characters, you know. Happy Halloween, you little devil. So I got these stickers. We got Scratch with a sexy witch. Happy Halloween. You made it seem like I'm a little bitch sticker. Halloween edition, guys. This is the Halloween edition one. It's FCO for life shirt that Frankenstein's wearing. Happy Halloween, bish. Trick or treat. So these, like, I actually like these Halloween stickers. Tumblers and mugs. So these mugs are pretty sweet too. You got these nice tumblers. Scratch, Dust Devil, Fant Owl, Happy Halloween tumbler, Trick or Treat, bitch, Scratch, with some sexy witches, Dust Devil Crew, Happy Halloween tumbler, and then the Frankenstein. We got a few other ones, you know, so they're all Halloween themed. I got mugs right now, which I don't normally do. So, you know, you can get you some mugs, you know. But you can get it at dustparanormal.com. We got hoodies. All my old merch is gone. It's all Halloween stuff now. So go check it out. If you want some Halloween merch, there's like Halloween characters. You know what I mean? There's Halloween characters along with mine, and it's just fun. And you know you got it. You know, if you bought You Made It Seem Like I'm a Little Bitch hoodie, the original one, you know you want the Halloween version, right? So, like, this one's got the Grim Reaper on it. Then on the back, this one I like. It's got Doug, Happy Halloween, and then it's got Doug with a Frankenstein monster. Like, I put some thought into this. I like this one, Happy Halloween, you little devil, and the Dust Devil is dressed up as an angel for Halloween because it's scary to him. And you look at all the candy he's getting, and then you look at the back, Happy Halloween. Like, it's very Halloween style, like old school, like 90s Halloween themed look. This one's really simple and clean on the front, Happy Halloween, and then you have Boo on the back. I like that one. And then of course we have shirts, if it'll, you know, go to shirts. So usually I do like the real soft shirts, but since we're in fall here, well, we're going to be going into fall, and this is like the fall merch, the Halloween merch. These are heavyweight shirts, regular fit. Look at this one, Trick or Treat, bish. Like, that's a good one. Happy Halloween. I actually like this one because I like this design with all the other Halloween characters. You know? Thank you so much, Flower. You love the Halloween merch. I hope it does well, you know. Yeah, Vic's video was a lot of context that people was missing. I am gonna drop the link, but I just want, and people can come up. But yeah, I just really quick, like, I pinned the dustparanormal.com site, and I just like this merch. Like, it looks cool. Like, I really like I like this. I like this design. You know, Happy Halloween. To me, like, the look of these, it just reminds me of Halloween as a kid, you know. And I even changed, like, my website colors and stuff. Happy Halloween, Doug. Doug?
Look at the cry baby over there. Over there.
So, yeah. Get your Halloween merch at dustparanormal.com. I don't have a song for it yet. I did have a Halloween song for my merch, but I think I'm going to try and do another one. I got a little bit of time. But if you're wanting some Halloween merch, you know, I got some. You want some, come get some. I'm going to probably add a few other things. Like I'd like my logo with like a Halloween theme on a shirt or maybe a hoodie. I think I might be able to, because I didn't archive a few things that are hidden in the back behind the store that I can archive, and I think I can put up a few more items. All right. So come buy your merch. Come buy your Halloween merch at dustparanormal.com. Like, these stickers are sick, man. I do like these stickers. Like, if you really love Halloween, like, this stuff is cool. Like, I was looking for, like, and Fourth Wall doesn't have this. I was like, man, I'd like to have, like, cardboard cutouts that, you know, like some Halloween decorations that you stick in your window that are the old style cardboard cutouts of, like, my characters for like a Halloween theme. Yeah, Fourth Wall can't do anything like that. That would have been cool, but this stuff's cool too. So, yeah, dustparanormal.com. I need to take my meds. So I'm going to play a song, and then, which is not going to be the Come Get the Smoke. I need a little bit of time. I got to take my meds. And then I will drop the link and people can come up. Okay. How much time do I need? I'm going to play the Dust Devil song. I'll be right back. I got to take my meds, guys. I'm late. I am now 45 minutes late from taking my meds.
Yeah. Dust Paranormal. Dust Devils. Dust Devils for life. Woo. Fake ghost hunters better run. Fake psychics better hide. The Dust Devils are coming. Dust Devils are coming. Yeah. They said the spirit's talking, but the battery's fresh. Said the ghost was walking, but the evidence a mess. Selling scary stories, trying hard to get paid. Building fake encounters like a hunted charade. We pull up with receipts, we pull up with facts. Everybody getting nervous when we start to react. You can run to the shadows, you can hide in the night, but the Dust Devil's coming and we're shining the light. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. When the truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Ghost hunters, psychics, everybody flee. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils, cause the Dust Devils bringing truth for all to see. We don't crystal ball, don't need tarot cards, don't need fake EVPs recorded in the yard, don't need spooky music, don't need special effects. We just ask the questions that nobody expects. Every live stream popping, every chat going wild. Dust Devils in the comments making everybody smile. Little bit of trolling, little bit of fun. If you're faking evidence, then we're number one. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. When the truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there. Everybody runs from the Dust yeah. Everybody run from the dust devils. Stay out of controversies, or dust is gonna cover you. Everybody run from the dust devils. Fake ghost hunters, yeah, we're coming through. Everybody run from the dust devils. Stay out of controversies, or dust is gonna cover you. Everybody run from the dust devils, 'cause we're trolling while we're shining the light. Dust devils, Dust Paranormal, stay resistant. Dust devils for life. Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils. Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils. Dust devils for life. Everybody runs from the dust devils.
All right. Listen, because my mods, like, they do get on me. Like, if I'm late taking my meds, look, listen.
Apologize.
I am sorry. I sorry. So really quick, yes, get your Halloween merch at dustparanormal.com, and give me just a few minutes. So like, it's not that it's like hot or anything. It's like the AC helps me breathe at times, and so like it was getting rough. So I'm like, I gotta turn on the AC. I made it through that whole video without turning it on though. I knew I could do it. Get your merch. Get your merch. Get your merch. Happy Halloween. I like the scratch one. I like how color, like, look how bright these are. I like how bright they are. You know what I mean? Look how vibrant the colors are. I really like these. And I didn't make all of these. Like, Zombie made this one. You know, so there's a few. Like, these are sick. All right, so Let me enter StreamYard. I just show StreamYard. I don't actually like I enter it, but I don't use it to stream. I stream on OBS. All right, so the link is going to be unpinned. It's just real simple, dustparanormal.com for my merch. But this is the StreamYard link. If you so choose to click my link, you know what I'm saying? Well, no one's clicked my link yet, so we'll see. We'll see if someone clicks my link. Of course you don't want to smoke. Just got my scratch shirt. Yeah. I like that character. You know what I mean? And that was inspired from a drawing that someone drew. I think it was Doug. I'm not sure. Of Flurio's cat. And I'm like, you know, I should have like a cat demon. So Scratch is literally created from a drawing of Flariel's cat. I was like, that's where the idea came from, not the actual drawing itself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have someone. Still at the ER. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring someone up because, you know, other people are afraid to click my link. It's open mic, you know. Vic did that video. You would think that some people would click the link if they felt they need, maybe they don't feel like they need to defend themselves. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in their heads, but we do have someone. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for one of my mods, T-Bex. What's up? How you doing? You're muted. It goes like this in Discord too, by the way. What's up?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing a little better now.
Yeah. Well, in reality, I just came to scold you for being late to take your meds.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's fair. You've been scolding me for 2 days, so.
Someone's saying they will join in a minute. Okay, cool. People can can click the link. It's all good.
I see you, zombie.
Right. So, you know, I didn't really pay attention to the chat too much tonight. Was the chat pretty tame tonight, in your opinion?
It was very quiet. And I don't mean quiet that people weren't talking, but like it's not the usual. You know, we didn't have any that I saw. Trolls, for lack of a better term, I guess. Everyone was pretty respectful. Very respectful. That was nice. It was nice to have a dialogue and conversation.
So it may seem, at least for now, that the burner accounts, the ones that come in and cause problems in the chat, are probably just ninja watching at this point.
That would be my assumption, yes.
Yeah, and everybody, don't forget to like the stream, or, you know, whatever, dislike it, dislike it. I could really give a fuck, as long as you hit one of them. So
yes, something I say often. We have 42 people in the chat. See if we can get the likes or dislikes or whatever you choose to do to match it.
Yep. No,
yeah, so
everyone's been very respectful. Yeah, this is not how a typical Dust chat goes. Maybe this will be the new norm. I doubt it. It's not. It's just. I think it's just. People are just ninja watching right now, which is fine.
Well, I think I was going to say the chat and you met the topic. It was a more serious topic.
That's true.
Needed to be approached with a level of respect, and I think both the chat, you know, viewers and you matched it. I think it's a fair way of saying that. I'm not saying I think that pretty much says it. For the level of the importance of the topic, everyone met the moment.
Gotcha. So what do you think of Vic's video? What's your opinion?
Well, it's heartbreaking. That's tough. You know, you always talk about behind the scenes, and everybody has this view of the content creators, right? Like we view you guys, we see what you put out there, we think we know with all the things, you know, and then you see what's happening behind the scenes, and you're just sort of blown away. It's heartbreaking. Having become friends with you guys now, it's just sad that you had to experience that. There was a period of time where I even felt somewhat uncomfortable, like I was intruding on something so personal. That's like how well he did it.
Right.
So that was tough.
I think that was kind of the point. Like people were bringing up things that were other people were just bringing up stuff that maybe shouldn't have been brought up, but they're the ones that brought it up. And yet, you know, they're the ones that are saying that, you know, they're being harassed when they're the ones showing some screenshots and starting arguments and mentioning, why in the hell would you mention something when you know that there are screenshots that can disprove it, is my question.
Yeah, especially in the digital age, and you never know if people will grab, save, share, you know. I mean, we learned that the other night. Screenshots of Discord were taken and reacted to in live format. So, you know, you got to be careful. There's a level of privacy that you need. You need to take care of yourself digitally, and just sort of understand that if you're going to put that out there, chances are it's going to get out there. I mean, way out there. So, I did want to say to your last comment, it is a testament how good Vic is. If you felt something, then he did his job.
Right, and
that's how
we're very fortunate right now, because I would like to introduce to everyone Mr. Reverend Victor.
Hello.
Hey, Beck.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Bex. I'm doing all right. I wanted to jump in before bed just in case anyone had any questions or anything, if they needed clarification on something in the chat, what have you. Give it a few minutes.
Right, yeah. So if anyone in the chat has some questions, he's saying you ask him in the chat and he'll try to answer. So yeah, man, it's been a crazy time lately with all of this, and me live streaming literally every other day is starting to take its toll. So I think after today, I think I might be, what is today's Monday? Yeah, maybe I'll stream Saturday. If not, it won't be until next week.
Yeah, man, take a break and everyone buy a shirt.
I have a question for Vic, if that's all right.
Sure, Bex.
Well, I was just saying, you know, it's a testament to your abilities, because I remember feeling at one point, I messaged Doug, I almost felt uncomfortable, like I was intruding on a personal moment amongst friends, and that to me is a compliment to you, because you did such a good job. Like, if you felt something, then you really did what you wanted to do. What was your process going into it? Like, how did you lay that out, or how did you decide what was going to go in there? Did you decide all of it was going to go in?
It happened just like I said, kind of at the beginning. I was trying to figure out a format. There was I went through a lot of emotions when that stupid ass fucking video came out, Chris's. And that's part of the process. And my first thought was to just shit talk him. And there's some shit talking in there. But I started looking at the screenshots, and it occurred to me as I'm looking at them, like, I looked at it and I said, I was here for this. I've read this. I saw this, but it doesn't look like I remember it. And that's because of the way he acts. The whole, all of it that I went over. Like, the trying to play calm, trying to play apologetic, negging you, and then, like, trying to act like an all shucksy nice guy, or the jokes, the quote unquote jokes, the saying something like kind of screwed up and then saying I'm only kidding at the end, like that little shit Jack Doherty does, but he's a lot angrier about it.
Yeah.
And that was all by design. So I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm going to look bad at a point. I'm going to look like what I am. A guy who's being manipulated, doesn't quite know it, wants to be left alone, and is shutting off. And I really did wake up on a Sunday. I had made 1 or 2 passes at trying to just kind of react to his stupid video. And I had this idea. It started out kind of as a joke. I was like, you know how online you'll see some people actually say, when you're mad at me, this is who you're mad at, and they'll pick something stupid. We have a
Yeah.
bunch of photo albums downstairs, and I went downstairs to find a dumb old picture of myself, and I started to look through the photo albums, and like my PTSD started activating, and I was like, I got overwhelmed, and I went with that in that moment, and I realized that I'm Victor to protect JD, which is why I set up Victor, just so that I could have a shield between kind of my desire to see the world and experience everything I can in it without getting hurt by it. And I figured it was, for the moment, time to let Victor step aside. I know this sounds like a lot of DID right now, and I'm sorry, but that really was it. And maybe I should have been a little more real, and that was what that was.
If I could ask you a follow-up question on that, and then I'll let Zombie Jay's got a question for you. I've never said this publicly. You've given me the strength to say it now. I myself am diagnosed with PTSD. Do you find that you feel released, or that it's out? You feel better, or I don't want to ask you something too personal, so answer however you want. But does it feel like it's released?
In this case, yeah, Bex, because a lot of us knew about all of this for months, and I just had to put it out there in my voice. Everything I went through, for better or for worse. I don't look perfect in those screenshots, and I was called out for it once or twice, and I'm fine with that. I don't need, and let me put this to the side real quick. I'm grateful for all the sympathy and support all of you have shown tonight. I'm never gonna beg for that or try to take it from you or anything. I'm just me. I have a lot to do in this life that I get enjoyment out of, but I'm always grateful for it. So thank you.
Well, you're fantastic. I just want to say that.
Well, thank you. No, I just it is a release, and it's the truth, and that's what's important in this, because you don't have to like me. I don't care, but when you lie about shit I did or didn't do, that is going to be my button every single time. And by the way, Jay, I'm fine. I'm a bit tired, but I'm okay.
Well, thank you for answering that. I appreciate you. I really do.
Thank you, Bex.
Yep.
I will say, even though normally these Liontology videos are fun, because Florio had said at a point that sometimes you need to shit talk, you need the release. And normally it's everyone comes together and we have a laugh over people who deserve it. At least we feel. But these do take a bit out of me, because like I have to focus on a lot of negative emotions while I'm going through stuff that happened. Like I have to put myself back in that moment in order to put a format together. They're a slog. I hate drama. That's why I put out a lot of benign content. I'm hoping this is the last one. I say that every time, and it's become a running joke, but I really do mean it. Like, it just takes a lot out of me, and I hope it didn't take too much out of anyone tonight.
No, it's all good, man. Definitely wanted to react to it. And I know, what was it, the last stream that I had was when you dropped this, I think, because you were like, yeah, check it out, and I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely react to it. Was it the last stream?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was on Saturday. I'd had it done for weeks, and I was just waiting to click a button. So.
Right.
And I realized I was set off on Saturday. I met up with Joan in Burlington, New Jersey, and we were doing the live karaoke thing. And it was during a particular live I won't go into. I'm waiting around, and I check in, and it's all the usual suspects. And I have not spoken to him. We're Facebook friends. I think he's a good dude. I don't have to talk to everyone. I don't need to take up everyone's time and vice versa. But to watch Andrew Stonerock get aired out publicly, and to watch a comment section who has called our comment section toxic, to watch this comment section just talk a bunch of shit on not only Stonerock, but we came up. Guess who brought us up? I just said, you know what? Fuck it. And that's really what happened. I watched your live, Dust. I was there while I was at the karaoke thing, and I'm just like, I'm watching us all finally vent about this shit. Because it felt like we had a gag order, because for live after live after live, week after week after week, we weren't allowed to say anything, it felt like. We tried muting people from the chat, and that was a problem for them. Nothing pleased them, and it felt like that one was a really, really good live. The best chat we had in a while, and it's because people finally said, you know what, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And they got to be honest, and I was like, I'm sick of it too.
Yeah, that was tough.
Let's see. Jones says, yeah, got blacklisted, and I was just singing my little emo heart out.
Joan's a great singer. I need work.
At least you guys have musical talent.
Yeah, I do not.
Like, I played the drums for like a couple years, and I was okay, but I was like, nah, this ain't me. I need to go and like put an engine in this car instead. Like, I was just more of a mechanic.
You were the guy skipping for shop class? Is that what you're saying? Or did you not have mechanics in school?
No, they didn't have shop class. They shut it down by the time I got there. So I just worked in the shop here that was at the farm, and just used my grandfather's tools and stuff. And
that little drum kit I had in that one photo, and when I looked at it, I laughed. I thought of someone, our mutual friend, Eric. Shout out to you, buddy. I was like, I thought of him drumming. I'm like, I got to put the drummer photo in here. And just for him.
Let's see. Jones says, my husband told me I need to work on my breathwork marriage. Am I right?
Right?
Hey, he's whatever. I ain't getting in the middle of that. That's a trap. So I know better. I know better. So you know what I find interesting, guys? Like this video, Vic, that you did. You dropped it. I reacted to it. And these people know that my platform's open mic. And people can come up and defend themselves if they so choose. And they don't do it.
Yeah, and all I ever seem to find is that we have to defend ourselves, and I'm not sure why. But the second we bite back a little bit, all of a sudden it's all quiet. Okay, I'm fine with quiet. I don't consider another Liontology coming. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they could come talk to him, but they're not going to.
I never said I was going to speak ill about your husband. I just know, like, an argument between a husband and a wife, you like, no, it has nothing to do with me. And if you say one thing about, if you take one side, you're going to get attacked. If you take the other side, you're going to get attacked. So I have learned that you just do not say anything. That's what I mean by a trap. I would never actually say anything bad about your husband.
Justin's a sweetheart. So, yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm going to turn in. Again, thank you all for indulging me, and thank you for all the kind words and everything. It's appreciated.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
It's all good. I'm actually going to shut it down, so I'm going to say goodbye to both of you. Thank you both for coming up.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You guys take care. All right. So, leave studio. All right. So, guys, just remember, get your merch at dustparanormal.com. Just get your merch. You know you want you made it seem like I'm a little bitch, and with the ghost holding up his middle finger, you know you want that sticker. And that's on a shirt as well. And it's on a hoodie as well. You know, so yeah. dustparanormal.com. All right, guys, let me close out some of these tabs. So I'll probably, what time is it? I'm probably gonna take a shower, and then I will probably be in Discord for a little bit. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking the stream or disliking the stream or whatever the hell you did. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again. Like, it really has been like taking a toll, like streaming every other day, boom, 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 and I'm like, oh. It's getting a little rough. Okay, so everyone take care. Have a wonderful night. And we will see you guys next time.
Hey, merch. Hey, merch. Hey. Hey, merch. Hey, merch. Yeah, they said that hoodie looks a little too mean. That sticker on your truck caused the whole scene. That coffee mug offended somebody online. Now they're writing essays about a t-shirt design. They call it hate merch, they call it a crime. Been talking about it for a real long time, but every complaint just helps us sell. Keep ringing that bell, keep ringing that bell. They say don't buy it, don't wear it around. Then they share the link all over town. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, well, just sing along. too. Guess they ran out of things to do. The Tumblr shirts and stickers got blamed. Funny how the merch gets famous when it's named. Every posting, every rant turns into free advertisement. The louder they yell, the more we grin. Thanks for helping us reel them in. They say don't click it, don't shop that store. Then they tell 1,000 people more. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they're still complaining, well, just sing along. Dust busters, dust devils standing side by side, having fun and enjoying the ride. Passion over profit, that's the way we roll. Can't cancel a channel with a rock and roll soul. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Grab a shirt, grab a sticker. Come and sing this song. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. The more they complain, the more we carry on. Dust devils all night long. Dust devils all night long. Hate merch. They call it hate merch. We call it merch. See you at dustparanormal.com. Hate merch.
The link to the merch store is in the description of this live stream. Everyone have a great night.
Own it. Own that you're a bitch. Own it. Own it. You fucking bitch.